Hey there, and welcome into our introductory ClickFunnels demo. If you're looking to unlock the full potential of ClickFunnels and take your business to the next level, you're in the perfect spot. In this video, I'm going to cover everything that you need to know to confidently navigate and utilize ClickFunnels like a pro. First, I'll go through a dashboard breakdown and talk about the first place that you're going to land after account setup. Then we'll explore all of the powerful apps to utilize. We have a ton, so I'm really excited to show you all of the capabilities. Then I'll pop through the Workspace Settings. Once we review this section, you should know where to make changes to things like your domain, your system emails, themes and styles, and more. After we establish where things are, I'll jump into funnels and everything involved with them. We'll go through the details of editing a funnel to your liking, including the structure of the editor and how to make changes to everything on the pages. By the time we get through that, you should have the ability to create a customized funnel that converts. After we look at the funnels, I'll quickly show you where the analytics live so you can always make data-driven decisions. After wrapping up the funnel building portion, I'll then jump into how to create a product in your ClickFunnels account. That way you can add it to your funnel or your store. Speaking of the store, I'll then show you where the store lives, what pages come by default, and how to make edits if you're utilizing that side of things. Last, I'll touch on the site settings to tie everything together, so whether you're brand new to ClickFunnels or you're just looking to refine your skills, this video is packed with valuable and actionable tips to help you build your funnels that drive results. Let's jump in and get started. Now, first and foremost, I want to refer to the Help button here in the top right. Omni is our AI assistant, and it's going to be essential when you have any questions related to building your funnels or anything else that you would need help for your business. Make sure to take advantage of this if you're feeling stuck at any point. Now let's go ahead and start with an overview of the dashboard. To preface this, the dashboard is dynamic, so you may see some update cards and extra information here at the top, but the mainstays are always your to-do list and your daily sales stats. Since this workspace is new, I don't have any sales present, but as they roll in, the chart will update. I'm going to go ahead and scroll a bit. You'll see some more call cards. So this one here is for the personal marketing coach, where you can chat with Todd, our co-founder here at ClickFunnels, and create a personalized game plan. I also can see our upcoming live events, so this makes it easy to be aware of everything that we're running from a live perspective. Continuing on, I have more call cards like this one where you can explore our frameworks library, the call card to join the One Funnel Away challenge, and some additional resources here at the bottom. I'm going to dive into the details of those later, but first, let's explore the apps within ClickFunnels. Apps in ClickFunnels are modular tools that let you enable only the features that you need to run your business. Think about email sends, course creation, workflow automations. All of these apps will be accessible to you without cluttering your workspace. I want to redirect your attention here over to the left navigation bar. You can see the apps that are already installed in here, like the Appointments app, for example. All apps can be found by going to the top here and then selecting the Add Apps button. This is going to send us over to the Apps page, and we can explore it further and add anything from here. Let's go ahead and run through a few and talk about the capabilities. Right here near the top is Automations, and that's a great one to start with. It can assist you with so many things like automated email sends, webhooks, lead scoring, drip campaigns, SMS notifications. There's just so much. It is incredibly versatile. Scrolling just a bit, we have courses here, so you can build out different courses with multiple modules and have comprehensive lessons. It also allows you to set up a membership area for your students where material can be accessed through a sign-up or enrollment. You can easily manage all of the progress and monitor engagement through the dashboard as well. Let's see, Message Hub is also a great app to take advantage of. Here we have the ability to use multi-channel messaging, so sending and managing communications across several different platforms. There's automated follow-ups, there's message segmentation, you have a centralized inbox, and of course, analytics and tracking, so Message Hub is just really powerful to take advantage of as well. You'll also see apps here like Opportunities, which allows you to track and manage sales leads, prospects, and potential leads with their funnels, so basically a CRM tool that allows sales pipeline management. Alright, I think that's enough about the apps. I'd recommend taking a look at each of them, and you'll find a video explanation of the overview along with all of the key functionalities on the right-hand side. This will give you a good idea of what the app is and how to implement it within your business. Just tap on it and install it into your workspace and you're good to go. Again, then a quick reminder, if you have any questions about our apps, be sure to click the Help button and ask it any questions. All right, now let's go ahead and shift attention to our Workspace Settings. This is where you can manage certain configurations in your ClickFunnels account. things like domains, system emails, themes and styles, integrations, and other account-wide preferences that apply across all of your funnels and products. There's a lot to go over here, so let's run through it. Back in our dashboard, now let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom left corner. You're going to see the Workspace Settings button. Go ahead and tap on it. Currently on screen, we can see the general settings, so as I scroll through here, this is where you can edit your workspace name, the logo icon, and our workspace and site subdomain. Below are some of the payment settings to set up payment method types and currencies that you would accept, and you can also add a prefix or suffix to your order number in the order number format section and delete test order sections that will allow you to remove all test orders and associated payments from your workspace. The billing tab here is if you ever want to upgrade your ClickFunnels account. And then moving on, we have the collaborators tab where you can assign different levels of access to collaborators within your account. This can be useful for teams or agencies that work with multiple people in the same sales funnel. There are different levels of access you can assign, so be sure to set this up if applicable. The next tab I want to take a look at is domains, and this is one of the first things people like to set up and do. So here there are two options. You can either get a domain or connect an existing domain. It's really easy to set up a domain through ClickFunnels, and you can follow the steps here. If you want a more detailed look into domain setup, take a look at our Quick Start page linked in the description where we have a video walkthrough of the entire process. Another tab here is the Email Settings tab, and this is where you can manage all of your email properties and where you can set up custom email addresses. Moving over to System Emails, these are the automated emails that send whenever a customer takes an action like makes a purchase, joins your community, completes a course, or something else. These can be customized, so I would recommend taking a look at these and adding your branding when time permits. The next tab I want to take a look at is Themes. A theme is just your design template that determines the overall look and feel of your pages within your sales funnel, your site, your store, and more. So themes provide a consistent style across all of the pages in your funnel that include your layout, your color schemes, and other visual elements. There are a variety of pre-built themes that you can choose from, but you can also customize and save your own. If we click Add New Theme on the top right, the theme marketplace opens, giving us a variety of options to choose from. These themes can be further customized after installation, so be sure to find one that fits your branding as close as possible and then make the tweaks to perfect it. I'll dive deeper into editing your theme when we get into the funnel editing portion of the video. The last setting I want to bring your attention to here is the Styles tab, and what styles allow you to do is set standardized parameters for more detailed design aspects like your fonts, your colors, buttons, and more. Setting both your theme and style up will save you time in the long run, and we definitely recommend getting familiar with both of them. Alright, back to the home dashboard now. I want to talk about funnels. Let me show you how to create a funnel and walk you through all of the customization options that are available. First, go ahead and select Funnels from the navigation bar. This is the Funnels dashboard, and you're going to see all of the funnels that have already been created here. To make a new one, let's go ahead and tap the Create Funnel button. Now from here, we have a few options to get started. I can directly see all of the templates immediately, and on the left-hand side, I can filter these templates by the outcome, the funnel type, or the category. We can also create a funnel using AI, so if I tap this, the system will make you go through a few options like the funnel type, your color and style, some image uploads, and your copy, and with all of that information, it'll automatically create a funnel for you. Additionally, we can create a funnel from scratch for those that want to fully customize from the very beginning. If I click into any of these templates, it's going to show me what's included in this funnel and a brief description. This lead magnet funnel will be good to showcase, so let's go ahead and install it into our account. It's going to take a moment to install and load, and once it does, I'll go ahead and tap the Customize Now button. This is going to drop us into the funnel path of this specific funnel. I can now see at the top the start of the funnel with some information including the URL. I can preview the funnel and see how it currently looks, but if I tap on this Set Domain button, it's going to open up the funnel settings, which can also be opened up from the top corner here. From the funnel settings, we can change the name, change our domain if applicable. Right here in the funnel path URL box, I can make changes to the extension of the URL, so you can have it whatever you want. If you're ready to go live, this will enable real payments, so be aware of that. Additionally, there are options to change your payment processor, so if you've set up multiple ones, Right below is the style, so if you have multiple style guides, you can select the correct one from the dropdown, and I can also set tags to this funnel. At the bottom, there's an option for custom code in the header and footer, so if I want to access that for more detailed adjustments, I can do so. Now, I'm not making any changes here, so I'm just going to X out of this. Now hopping over to our funnel pages, you can see an edit button pop up. This is how we can make adjustments to each funnel page. First, let's go ahead and take a look at the preview. This is a pretty standard lead magnet funnel, asking for a name and email to create a contact, and the customer will opt in. I'll go back to the funnel path now and click Edit here to jump into the editor. It's going to take a second to load, and now I'm on the page we just viewed, but I can make changes to really anything that I see here. As I slowly move across the page, you're going to see different editing options popping up with different colors. To explain here, there are 3 main building blocks to look at, and I want you to think of this like a house. First, we have our green sections. It's the broadest thing to edit, so similar to your foundations and walls and the roof of a house. With a section, we have a structure, but we have nothing inside. As I slowly move in though, you're going to see a blue color pop up, and we call these rows. Think of rows like rooms in the house. This row has one single row, so think of it like a one-room house. Now I'm going to slowly hover in again over this text, and you're going to see an orange color pop up. We call these elements, and they are akin to the things that you fill a room with. Think of furnitures, accessories, technology. Our rooms are filled, and we need to fill the rooms with information here. This specific row, as you can see, has several text elements. So remember, sections are the houses, rows are your rooms, and elements are the things that you fill those rooms with. Hopefully that gives some clarity on the structure of how the ClickFunnels editor works. Now let's go ahead and explore the customization options of each of these 3. First up, let's take a look at the green section. If I come up to the top, I can select this gear icon and it'll give me all of the section settings. We have a lot of options to customize, the first one being the top margin of the page, so I can adjust how much headroom I want. Right below, the paint section is tied to your style guide, and you can see the edit style colors below. Next is the padding on the page, so if you want to add any extra padding on your tops and sides, you can adjust that down to the exact pixel or percentage. I can also change out the background to a customized image or even video if I preferred. You can see our current background is white, and if I click here on the background color, I can immediately change that if I so desire. I also have an option to do a gradient, but let's just say I want to follow my style guide and apply the colors that are already set up. I can go over to this tab and I can see all of the colors I've previously set up, and if I want to select one, I can do so. Below that, we have borders, shadows, and corners. These continue to give more options to customize your page and get you the exact look you're looking to achieve. These are the section settings in a nutshell. Now let's take a look at rows. As you can see, these settings are very similar to our section settings, so we can make all of the same adjustments. There's a top margin slider and your option to select your style, the size, and positioning settings, as well as your background borders, shadows, and corners. So everything should feel very uniform in your editing in your sections and rows. Now last up, I want to talk about elements. All of these text elements are headlines. If I click in and hover right underneath one, you can see that the option to add an element comes in. This will open up the sidebar and show me all of the different element types. They're really organized well, so there's a content section for adding headlines like the one on screen, as well as a subheadline, a paragraph element, or maybe you just need a bullet list or link. So they can all be found here. There's also a media elements section like images, video, and audio. We have a forms category for buttons, surveys, and so. And then a checkout category for your add to carts, order summary elements, so on and so forth. Last, there's a miscellaneous category that has everything else, so there's just a lot to review and play around here with. When you decide what element you want to implement first, all you have to do is click and drag our element onto the page. Let me take this headline element here. I'm going to go ahead and drag it out, and you can see the orange line that shows me exactly where I want the element to be dropped. Now, just like our sections and rows, we can go up to the gear icon again and access our element settings. Each element will have its own settings, so be cognizant of that. For this headline element, we have similar settings we've seen before, like our top margin and padding. Here under typography, we have different style sizes to adjust, but let's say that you like the extra large. I just want it a little bigger. That's where we can come in here and click Override. This will allow us to override this particular element and won't affect the style anywhere else on the page or funnel. Within the override settings, we have a lot of details. We can adjust from the size, the spacing, the line height, and more. There's also mobile settings if you want to have a different look on mobile versus the desktop version. If we navigate to the top, we have different icons that represent desktop and mobile, and I can click on either to have the module shift to the appropriate selection. This should give you the idea of how your page would look on any device. I also want to make a note here, if you want any sizing to be larger than the slider allows, you can just simply type a value into the box and it'll be applied to the element. So let's say I want my font to be much larger than 72, I can just type it into the box and we can see that the new size has been applied. Now let's say that this element is looking good, but we need to move it. I'm going to hover back over to my element and I can click and hold this move button and it'll allow me to freely move the element around and drop it wherever I want. Right next to that is a clone button, and that'll allow me to clone the element immediately. Right next to that is the code button, which will open our window to add any customized code we would like. The next option here is to save, which would allow me to quickly reuse it as an asset. I can also make it universal, meaning any changes to this would update it anywhere in your funnel, your store, or your site. Okay, now I want to quickly jump back into Elements and review a few along with the settings that you'll find with them. The first element I want to take a look at is the image element. If I drag it onto the page and open the settings, we'll see a lot of the similar settings we've seen previously, such as padding, corners, borders, and more. But if we look towards the top here, we have a section to source our image. Tapping on the image URL button, we can grab an image already uploaded within our account or just upload an image from our computer. Once we've selected an image, the size and the positioning can be adjusted as you see fit. When sliding the image width, you can see that the height is automatically scaling so that the image won't distort. Next, we have image settings, so we can adjust the lazy loading, the quality of our image on page load, and our link action or URL choice. If I click here on the box, I'll have a dropdown and a few options will be given to me like Open Pop-up. So when someone clicks on the image, a pop-up will occur. There are a few options there along with the custom URL we can redirect to. The next element we will review is the video element. Here in the video settings, I can simply grab a video URL from several different places like YouTube, Voomly, and more. And when dropped in here, the corresponding video will populate. Additionally, you have all the same similar settings that we've seen before. Next up, we have our buttons element, and buttons are a lot of fun because they're highly customizable. Let me go ahead and search for the button element, and I'll drop it in here. At the top of the settings, you can see the standard margins and flex sizing, but right below that, you can make edits to the text of the buttons. Moving on, the next section is button action. There are several different actions you can have the button do, like submitting a page, redirecting, opening a pop-up, and more. Below that is size and spacing, so pretty standard, but the next section is button style, and as we talked about in the Workspace Settings section, you can create a theme and style and apply it to your buttons. You also have an override if necessary. Definitely take a moment to see all of the override options when you're playing around with buttons. Now, the last element I want to go into detail here is our checkout element. You have several options to customize, starting with how many steps you want your checkout to be. You can add customization as well to the contact form, the products selected, shipping options, and so on. Again, I'd recommend looking through all of these when installing a checkout on your page. Okay, one last tip here, make sure to save your progress. It's super important to always save our work no matter what we're working on. A quick note is that if we want to make any edits to other pages within the funnel, we can click on the page from our left funnel step window and open it up. This makes it quick to jump back and forth between all of the pages when making edits. I'm going to now exit the editor and head out into the full funnel. Now that we've looked fully into the editor, let's go back into the funnel settings and take a look again at the funnel path URL. I'm going to go ahead and rename this to example funnel for the examples that we've shown off. A good rule of thumb is changing the URL to match the name so you stay organized. Be sure to save any changes you make. When you send someone to this URL, they'll be sent to the exact page as you can see here. I also want to point out that each page of our funnel has different options, and if you click on the three dots, we will open the dropdown. This is where we can set up a split test, we can clone, edit, or preview the page. You can even add products and attach a workflow, and so on. I can also adjust the settings for this individual funnel step: the name, the exact URL, SEO title, and description. I can also change the style guide to specific funnel steps here and index in a search engine. All right, backing out here, once you make some sales, you're going to want to see some stats, right? By default, we can see some on the left-hand side, and the dropdown will allow us to change the time frame that we want to view. If we want additional information on our stats, we can click the button here and a new window will open up with some more advanced analytics. All right, let's shift gears and talk about the products and how to set up a product so we can make some sales. First, I'll head back to the homepage. I'm going to navigate over here to the top left bar and then select products and then all products. From here, we can see a list of all our products below, and I can also create a new product from the top right button. All right, let's set one up. And the first step we encounter is whether this product is digital or physical. Make your selection and then give it a name. I'm going to leave the description blank because you can see that I can fill that out in a moment. Next, be sure to give it a price. You can either have a one-time price, a subscription, or bundle when applicable. Once finished, you're going to be loaded into the product settings and details. Let me go back and select one of the products we've already made so that way all of these are filled out. All right, at the top here we have the name, the description, and a place to add images. Right below that, we can set the pricing if we need to add an additional pricing or if we need to edit the pricing we've already set. Right below, you can toggle tax on and off depending on your taxable situation. The next section is inventory and shipping. This is where I can give my product a SKU number. I can mark fulfillment options like how many stock we have. You can also set the weight and country of manufacture, which is important when it comes to shipping. The next section is purchase actions, so maybe you want to give access to someone who's purchased a subscription to your course, exclusive content, or maybe just community access. When having this set up, the system knows to trigger access removal if someone were to cancel their purchase or file for a refund. As I move down here, we can see variants. This is perfect for clothing, whether it's sizes or different colors of products are offered. At the bottom here is the SEO and sharing options. Think about when you add a link to somewhere like social media. This is what fills in all the spaces automatically, so it's good to take a look at this. Now, if we head back to the top, we have sales channel visibility. This means the product will show in my online shop or the customer center. Tags are right below that, so you can categorize and keep everything organized better. You can also add the product to a collection right here. To learn more about product collections, check out the video linked in the description. Make your selections and always update the product if you make any adjustments that need to be saved. Next, let's talk about the store. Either select Store from the left sidebar or make sure to add it from the App section to get access. From the overview, we can see right at the top the ability to create or add an existing product. Below are some of the stats that would apply specifically for your store. Let's do some customizing to our store, so I'll head into the editor here by clicking the Design Store button. This is the store editor, and it's just like the funnel editor. We can see all of our pages by default on the left-hand side, so we have a storefront, a products page, a collections page, the add to cart pop-out, a checkout and confirmations page, and then last, an upsell page. Just like the funnel editor, I can highlight the sections, the rows, and the elements, and these are all customizable. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to the collections page because I want to show off this element right here. This is called a products element, and it dynamically updates depending on what collection I want to display. From this dropdown, I would select the correct collection and then the page would be correctly displayed. All right, jumping back here, feel free to edit all of these pages to your liking if utilizing the ClickFunnels store. You can also add an additional page by tapping the plus button over here. The last thing I want to show off is Site and Pages. To get to the site, let's head back to the apps bar and then select Site and Blog. From the overview page, I can hop into the same editor we've been looking at by tapping the Edit Site button. Below that, I can see some examples of recent blog posts. Below that are any site pages that you may want to add. Let's quickly jump into the editor, and we're going to be dropped into the home page here. This is where we can adjust this in addition to the same pages that we saw in the store. Finally, let's back out and wrap up this tour of ClickFunnels. There is so much more to learn and understand about ClickFunnels, but we hope this video helped guide you through the process of understanding where to begin. Make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the next video.